Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, Prime Minister Skerrit wants world leaders who made the financial commitments at the climate summit in Paris to honor their pledges. The Child Abuse Prevention Unit reporting a marked increase in child incest cases since Hurricane Maria, and Health Minister clears the air over claims that the MV Pacific Hope was asked to shut down operations here. The details coming up.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fence pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
First up in the news, head of the Child Abuse Prevention Unit is reporting a marked increase in the number of child abuse or child incest cases since Hurricane Maria.
Gemma Azil-Lewis was addressing the media during a press conference on Monday.
Since Maria, what we have gotten was, I find the increase was incest cases. This is quite a few incest. I don't have the figure with me, but from what has reached my office, we have had an increase in the reported cases of incest. And of course, you will find these things happening because we had displacement issues and persons shared a lot with their family and different persons sharing placement. So you find a few children were taken advantage of during that time. And we've also had a few pregnancies being reported post-Maria. So it shows you that the sexual abuse cases did go up, incest went up, and we've had and also pregnancies went up.
Lewis revealed that the cases of incest did not happen in the public communal setting of the emergency shelters, but rather in private homes.
Not shelters, we saw were homes setting, but persons were sharing homes. So you had different families, different persons sharing under one roof. So it wasn't just the shelters issue, because what we tried to do was to go in the shelters and actually had one-on-one with the people as much as we could to talk with them. But in homes where you find that persons were sharing spaces, that's where we saw the incest cases. So we had a few with brothers and uncles and so on. So we did see that.
Lewis also shared with the media that close to 1,500 cases of child abuse had been reported during the period of 2010 to 2017, and most of these cases were of sexual abuse.
From the period 2010 to 17, we have over 1,400 cases being reported of child abuse, that is the different forms: sexual, neglect, physical, and also child emotional abuse. So from 2010 to 2017, we had 1,410 cases of child abuse in general, and in just picking out sexual abuse, we've had 1,025 of that being sexual abuse.
90%?
Yes, so 1,004 reported in total, 1,025 sexual abuse. So it shows you what our children are actually going through.
World leaders may have taken some significant decisions and made pledges to do certain things to fight against climate change. At COP21 in Paris on December 12, 2015, parties reached a landmark agreement to combat climate change and to accelerate and intensify the actions and investments needed for a sustainable low-carbon future. The Paris Agreement brought all nations into a common cause to undertake ambitious efforts to combat climate change and adapt to its effects with enhanced support to assist developing countries to do so. But as Prime Minister Skerrit told an audience in Canada over the weekend, not much has been done since that summit.
We went to Paris at COP21, and every world leader signed on to the Paris Accord, agreeing to do something about climate change, finally. And they made commitments to providing financing for countries like ours, countries in the Caribbean, countries in the Pacific. But unfortunately, we have not seen any real action coming out of the Paris Accord. And there was a concern for countries like ours that the Paris Accord, though the intentions were noble, we felt it did not go far enough because it was not legally binding on nations and signatories to this Paris Accord. There has to be more, because we in the Caribbean are not contributing anything really to the greenhouse gases. But we are the major, we are impacted more than anybody else. And we are saying the funds that have been committed needs to be made available to countries like ours in the Caribbean to build resilience against these storms. And I want to urge you to become the voice for us. Because as we speak, there are countries in the Pacific that are disappearing before our very eyes. As we speak, there are countries whose livelihoods are being impacted dramatically. As we saw with Hurricane Maria, where an entire country was brought down to its knees. Not by anything it had done, but because of the practices of others.
Minister for Health Dr. Kenneth Daru is rubbishing claims that the MV Pacific Hope has been asked to close down shop in Dominica.
During a press briefing on Monday, Dr. Daru cleared the air on statements being circulated about the MV Pacific Hope's visit to the country. The MV Pacific Hope is a missionary vessel ship which has been around for 27 years and provides a range of medical services, including dental and eye care services. The MV Pacific Hope has been docked in the town of Portsmouth since April this year. Dr. Daru explained that recently, the ministry has had to ask the Pacific Hope to halt its medical operations as the necessary documents were not forthcoming from the ship.
In the case of the Pacific Hope, the first set of medical services that were offered went through without a hitch. They did provide us with the list of medical personnel. In this case, I think it was dentistry, the nurses and the doctors. Everything went through okay. So we're talking about some months ago. So they would have returned on the successful completion of this first leg of the mission. That from my information, they returned to the Bahamas for dry dock, do some minor repairs, etc., and returned with a fresh crew of doctors, for different services. This case, ophthalmology, or in simple language, I like to say eye, okay, to do with the eye. The Ministry of Health was not aware that any services were being done, or even procedures were being done until a flyer released by them, where the Pacific Hope was circulated in the public and brought to attention. But we had not even received a list of the personnel on board the ship, and then interventions were taking place. So as I said, like any responsible and good government or administration rather, that we notified the folks that they should hold the operation until such time as we get this rectified, and that was just as simple as that.
Outside of the medical, the MV Pacific Hope also provides other services such as construction and has been instrumental in repairing a number of structures in the Portsmouth area. Dr. Daru says the ship's captain has agreed to continue the repair works where needed until they get the all clear from the Ministry of Health to continue the provision of medical services.
In addition to the health services, they also had a crew of engineers and contractors. So they helped, tremendously, because, in fact, when we met with them the first time, that was the plan, that while they provided the list of the dentists and the nurses in this case, that they could engage in, some of this repair work. I think they did a lot of work on the Cambridge jetty. So the fact that we're wanting to not accept, one service while accepting the order, I think it was just nothing short of just ridiculous. And it's unfortunate, as I said, that sometimes, folks use these simple things, to try to create political momentum.
The health minister also laid to rest the assumption that there is a controversy between having an American medical vessel and a Chinese medical vessel docked in Dominica at the same time.
It's really amazing how after having been in the waters for 6 months, all of a sudden, the Pacific hope within a space of 2 days, okay, how quickly it became this, political issue. And it was honestly just a coincidence that this happened at a time when the Chinese ship was on its way rather to harbor. And it was just a coincidence, and of course all of this nonsense, about the Chinese and Americans cannot be, on shore. So it's unfortunate, as I said. I've since spoken to him, and in fact he has even volunteered to send some of his crew to assist with the mission. Okay, what's going on the bayfront as we speak, and we have since agreed that in the future, please just send us a list. We will do what we have to do to facilitate, and I think it's that simple.
Over 2,000 Dominicans have been seen in the first 2 days of medical services provided aboard the Chinese Navy ship, the Peace Ark. The ship was officially welcomed here last week Friday and began seeing patients on Saturday. Dominicans were seen both aboard the ship and during the out-district clinics in Grand Bay on Sunday.
And so far, 2,083 persons have been seen over the past 2 days. And this has, of course, surpassed what they call the usual quota. They did point to us that they could see at least 600 people a day. So we're talking about an average of over 1,000 people a day, and really want to thank them for this. 1,886 were seen in the ship, and 191 were seen at an outreach clinic in Grand Bay yesterday. We don't expect anything alarming. I mean, most of these patients really and truly would be patients probably just wanting to be seen by somebody else. We will tabulate the final figures. I think the PS just gave me a list of the people who have been seen by the various departments. Orthopedics, 298. That's bone and musculoskeletal issues. Ophthalmology, eye, 261. General surgery, 164. We're talking about just consultations people see in the specialists. Dentistry, 155. Gastroenterology, to do with the digestive system, 138. Dermatology, skin, 110. A number of people have also sought the services of the traditional Chinese medicine to do acupuncture and all of these wonderful alternative medicinal practices, 106. Internal medicine, 103. Gynecology and obstetrics, 106. And the list goes on. Cardiovascular, 99. Urinary, 87. ENT, 85.
On Tuesday, the Peace Ark will be docked at the Woodbridge Bay port to facilitate the visit by a cruise ship at the Roseau cruise ship berth. The out-district clinics continued in Salibia on Monday and will also be held in La Plaine on Tuesday and Portsmouth on Wednesday.
Our Chinese friends, counterparts rather, they did assure us that they will be traveling to these outpatient clinics with portable ultrasounds, portable X-ray machines, and all of this. That would, of course, enable them to complete their diagnosis. In addition, of course, to all of these thousands of patients being seen, they did inform us prior to the arriving that they would be doing 20 surgeries. And as we speak, we will have 20 surgical patients on board the ship. Some of them, the surgeries would have already been done, and of course, following up, they will be discharged prior to the leaving. And as of yesterday, 12 of these surgical operations have been done.
The Peace Ark is expected to leave Dominica on Thursday, 18th October. The Forestry and Wildlife Division has taken a decision to maintain a ban on the hunting and fishing of wildlife for the 2018 hunting season. The Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division has taken that decision in light of the impact of Hurricane Maria on Dominica's ecosystems, food source and wildlife. Under the Forestry and Wildlife Act, no person may hunt for fish or any wildlife during that period for which the season is closed for that particular species of wildlife. The public is further advised that the exportation of or attempt to export any form of wildlife from the state is a violation of the Forestry and Wildlife Act of the revised laws of Dominica. The division is seeking the public support in its effort to promote sustainable management of Dominica's natural resources. You are watching Channel 5 News. More news after the break.
Si ou ni maladie HIV et bien maladie sexuelle, si ou pas protéger corps lors qu'on est sexe avec plusieurs monde, ça kay mette la vie ou en gros danger. Ou ka exposer tout partenaire au poison et que tant qu'il ka vini avec maladie. Servez yon condom chaque fois ou qu'on est sexe. Changer qui est important pour découvrir maladie à bonheur ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Pren responsabilité, protéger corps et puis les autres. Examiner corps, aider de bout si même maladie HIV et l'autre maladie sexuelle.
Thank you for staying with us. Prime Minister Skerrit has told an audience in Canada while on a visit there over the weekend, small vulnerable states like Dominica have no choice but to build greater resilience. The Prime Minister defines resilience as being prepared to the degree that it takes much less time to recover following a storm.
And we have studied and engaged international experts, but more fundamentally, we have developed this plan and strategy based on our own lived experiences during that storm. Because every Dominican could explain to you how he fell out or she fell out during the storm. And what we're seeking to do, for example, with our health sector, is to ensure that in the event of a storm, our health system, if impacted, there would not be a stoppage in the provision of healthcare services to our citizens. And therefore, we're looking at the technology that we use, the designs that we use in constructing our health centers and hospitals. So even with regards to the new National Hospital that was under construction during the hurricane, we have gone back to the drawing board and we have made some changes to the design of that hospital to include concrete roofs, to include doors and windows that can withstand a Category 5 hurricane.
The Prime Minister believes resilience must be built into all aspects of Dominican life.
And in respect to energy, we're procuring medical equipment that are propelled by solar energy, for example. Because what we found out during Maria was that our distribution of energy came to a halt. Our generators were functioning, but because our roofs went, we could not have powered up the hospital. And luckily for us, in very quick time, we were able to source renewable energy, solar energy powered dialysis machines, for example, so we could provide dialysis treatment for our patients. And therefore, we have taken these lived experiences in designing our healthcare system to allow it to be more resilient in the face of natural disasters. In respect to agriculture, we have studied the crops which fared better during the storm. And we are moving in that direction to grow the crops which we believe can fare better with the elements, the natural weather elements. So the number in energy, we have declared that our energy generation should come mainly from renewable sources, solar energy, hydro, and also geothermal. So no less than 70% of our energy will be generated from renewable sources.
Flag Day took on special significance on Monday with a motorcade around the country. There were reports of crowds lining the streets in support of the event. That motorcade, which began in the city, rolled across to Portsmouth and then on to Marigot, Wesley, Carib Territory and the Castle Bruce areas. When I checked with the Chief Cultural Officer late Monday afternoon, the motorcade was in the Marigot area. Earlier in the day, however, no one seemed to have been enjoying Flag Day more than the school children, no matter the age. They all seemed to show such honor and respect and appreciation for the flag. It was in the way these children carried and waved their flags, wanting to show how proud they were to be Dominican. Such respect for the flag reassures the nation of hope for the future, especially as we celebrate our 40th anniversary of independence this year. Four officers were invested with the Caribbean Cadet Medal by patron of the Cadet Corps, His Excellency Charles Savre, on the weekend. Saturday's Commanding Officers Parade marked the start of the new cadet year.
The first recipient is Commander Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Raymond. The second recipient, Adjutant Major Fitzroy Leon. The recipient of the third medal is Captain Eddie Henry. The fourth recipient is Captain Lincoln Robinson, who is absent, and Major Leon will accept on his behalf.
Certificates were also presented to cadets who attended the Caribbean Cadet Camp in Barbados, and there was a special appeal to the new recruits who were enrolled.
While you are a member of the Cadet Corps, I want to implore all of you to take your enrollment very seriously. Coming out of the Cadet Corps, we expect to see leaders in our community. Do not think you are too small, even if you have not been fully enrolled, to be a leader. You can be a leader in any sphere of your life and at any stage of your development. And we expect to see positive leadership coming out of the Cadet Corps. We have seen it, and I think this is something, this is a legacy that we want to see continue. Leaders coming out from the Cadet Corps. And very often I say sometimes with the police force, with the nursing profession, sometimes as soon as you see a police, you see a nurse, you can say just by their look that this person belongs to the police force or this person belongs to the nursing profession. And so I want to be able to see the very same thing from the Cadet Corps, that when they see you, your behavior, your attitude, the level of discipline, the level of respect, your civic responsibility being taken seriously.
The Dominica Cadet Corps was established to develop qualities of discipline, equity, democracy, civic duty, leadership among the country's youth. The Corps also serves to mold and fashion young boys and girls into future leaders that others can look up to. And a few things upset a farmer more than having his prized bull, or in this case a male goat or buck, stolen. Farmers have had problems in this country with predial larceny, theft of their produce, but this young farmer, Ricky Joseph, was stunned over the weekend when his only large male goat or buck disappeared without a trace.
Billy was right there, and Billy actually is a massive goat. It's a goat that I actually can just deal with it only by myself, that I have to make sure that I tie it, despite it's tied already, but I have to tie it to the horn, because it's a very aggressive goat. It's a very nice goat, but it's a very aggressive goat. That's the type of goat, huge goat. Billy tied right there. There was Billy's source of water. I would take it from this ravine right there. As you could see, it's a lovely, it's almost like a small river. And I would take the water from there and bring it right across there to Billy. Billy rope was tied right to that small tree across there. And Billy could have reached all the way there. And Billy, actually, when I come Friday morning at 6:55 a.m., I'm calling Billy and absolutely no response. That is not like Billy. Normally Billy would wake me up from my bed because I only live 300 feet away from Billy. Billy rope is nowhere to be seen. I actually called the police at 6:55, made a report via the phone. They told me that at about 8 o'clock or after 8 that somebody maybe would call, somebody, a police officer or so would call me or report it to my place or give me a call via my telephone, via my telephone. Nothing like that happened.
The police met with Joseph on Monday, but still no word as to where the prized goat could be. Joseph is reaching out, hoping someone might have seen something. Unfortunately for him, he could not provide a pic of the prized animal. Billy helped Joseph clear his land for planting certain crops. He believes quicker action by the police might have helped produce better results.
Anybody who knows anything about some goat within that Salisbury area, I'll be happy that they could contact the police, the nearest police station. Or if they wish not to contact the police, they could call me. My number is 245-6849. I'll be quite happy. I'm hoping that if Billy is alive. But I know, as I've said, slim chances on Billy. Because Billy is a huge goat, a good race goat. I'm hoping that I would have kept Billy for forever so long, because I would have loved to see that I had at least 200 goats. And at least I could kill. It's a business that I want to be in.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001 275-5003 today.
To end the news, a look again at the headlines. Prime Minister Skerrit wants world leaders who made commitments at the Climate Summit in Paris to honor those pledges. The Child Abuse Prevention Unit is reporting a marked increase in child incest cases since Hurricane Maria. And Health Minister clears the air over claims that the MV Pacific Hope was asked to shut down operations in Dominica. Feel free to contact us at news@mapin2k4.com. You can access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.